Well, hi everyone. This is JoJo Bennington, and thanks for being here. Miss Anna Southern, hello Anna, and I tonight are going to be talking a little bit about our most powerful tool. So the most powerful tool that we have in our toolbox, no question, is our own personal story. But not even our own personal story. I mean, that's the first one, but you know, we can use anybody's story. So as we share our stories and we develop them and we start to get them all posted up on the page and everybody can see them, then not only can they be shared, but we can also learn and utilize from someone else's story. Because my story might not always be what we need to talk to somebody. It might be someone else's story. So it might be Anna's story. Jeanette, it might be your story. You know, maybe the person I'm talking to is a nurse, and I'm not a nurse, so you know, I can't equate like that. But if I can share your story, then that's a whole different thing. So, so you know, have you guys ever tried to tell your story and you go, okay, and so like there's this shake and there's this cleanse and then you take this stuff and then you pee a lot, but you feel really good afterward. Like we go into this whole weird like verbal vomit thing, right? And we puke all over the person that we're talking to, and we get tongue-tied and we go, oh, well, it's this stuff, and yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Like we totally know what to say, but we totally space, right? Because we're nervous and we feel like, you know, if I don't say it right, then I'm going to be judged, and we have all those crazy thoughts that go through our head. But you know, when we can really simply write down what's happened for us and then put it together in a really simple format and then practice. What's the word, everybody? Practice. When we can practice, then that will just roll off your tongue really simply. And the more you tell it, and the more, and you can call up people and say, hey, can I practice on you? I want to practice my 30-second story with you. What a good way to tell your story to somebody, right? So, Anna, do you have a great 30-second story put together, right? Should I time you? You want time? Oh, let's time. How cool. Love it. And, oh, wait a minute. Go.
So before Isogenics, imagine being 34 years old and not being able to remember a conversation that you just had 3 seconds ago, or constantly feeling like you're walking through life in a fog, and that's what my mental clarity was. It was just constantly walking through a fog. And it was pretty scary. In fact, I asked my doctor to test me for Alzheimer's at the age of 34. And so a good friend of mine, Jennifer Bennett, reached out to me and wanted to share this Isogenics nutrition with me. And that was a little over 36 months ago. And since then, within 4 days, the mental clarity was absolutely astronomical. I remember looking outside my window and noticing the sunrise and how beautiful the colors were and how vibrant everything was and how much more energy and clarity I felt internally. It was just absolutely astronomical. And so at 34, nobody should feel that way. At 40, nobody should feel that way. At 50, nobody should feel that way. And so my mission now is to go out and tell people that no, it's not okay for you to feel like crap on a daily basis, that we have the answer to make you feel great.
Awesome. How long do you think you went?
45 seconds, minute?
Minute 23. So we see how fast it goes when we're telling our story, right? And so no judgment, because it was a great story, right? Did it feel like a minute 23? Probably not. But we always think we go less time than we actually go. And so that was great. Good job. Thank you. And it's a good story, because how many people walk through life feeling like they got cobwebs in their brain, right? Totally cloudy. And so did everybody print up their little sheet to fill out? Because if you didn't print up, does everybody have paper? Okay, this is a combined exercise here. So everybody have paper and pen. Unless you're driving.
Amanda.
You're driving, please no riding.
So what JoJo, what JoJo was saying is that, so the more and more I share that, I put that together specifically and just pulled out one piece that was to condense it down. Because oftentimes when we do our 30-second story, it's actually like 5 or 6 different stories in one story. So I haven't practiced that one in particular, but the more and more you practice, like you said, just call somebody up and say, hey, do you mind if I practice my 30-second story on you? The faster it will get, and the less ums and the less pauses and the less, trying to collect your thoughts will happen. So.
Awesome. So let me ask you this. If I was to just, who wants to volunteer? Somebody want to go on the hot seat? Anybody? Oh, a bunch of chickens. Look at you guys. Come on. Leader splash first. Who wants to be put in? Vinny. Okay.
I don't even know what we're doing, so let's do this.
Okay. Awesome. So, you know how to, so you have a really good broken down multiple different 30-second stories. So, but if I was to go back to the beginning and say to you, tell me your story, how many things happened for you when you got involved in Isogenics, or you took the product, or let's just stick with health for right now. Let's just say the health things that happened.
How many different health things happen? Is that the question?
Mm-hmm. How many things happened for you?
Oh, a zillion different things. I mean, from everything from mental clarity to headaches going away to feeling better. I mean, I could go on and on and on with the health benefits.
So head discomfort?
Yep.
Head discomfort.
Always tired.
No, I don't want, but I want all of them. So always tired. So fatigue.
Fatigue.
So I have mental clarity, head discomfort, fatigue.
Did I say tired all the time?
Yes. Did you say mental clarity? What about weight loss?
Oh yeah, weight loss. And then when I was taking the product, then I felt less tired, obviously. I had lost weight. What else do you want me to say?
So that's good. It gives us something to work with. So what would happen is most people would go, wow. So before Isogenics, I could never think. I was totally overweight. My head was in discomfort all the time. I was always tired. I would sleep all night and wake up. I was exhausted. My stomach always hurt. So we do all these things. And then we create this big, long story out of all these different topics. But what actually we have here is multiple different topics. So we can make an entire topic, just like Anna did, out of mental clarity. We can make an entire topic out of fatigue, because how many people do we know are fatigued and would just understand fatigue? So people who are overworked, mothers who have, kids at home, how many people are fatigued? If we look at people who are suffering from not being able to lose weight, or I've tried every diet, or we could mix multiple things up in weight loss, but you could pick, there's one way to, just talk about weight loss. So is it just the way I felt in my clothes? Is it just the way I feel now that when I look in the mirror? Is it self-esteem? There's so many things that we can talk about weight loss. So if we can take one small topic and to make a 30-second story out of it, then when we realize when we have one small topic, how many stories we actually have. I don't know. I probably have, 10 or 12 different 30-second stories. Because I can take each little individual piece and break it down and make it into a 30-second story. So thank you, honey. And we also want to make sure that we are being compliant. So we want to make sure that we're not talking about disease processes. We're not talking about things that are diagnosed. So anytime we do something like that, we want to make sure that we're switching that to a term or topic that is not something that is medically diagnosed, because we cannot cure, treat, diagnose anything with our products. We all know that, right? We have the disclaimer. Cool. So we're going to break down the 30-second story. There's different components to it, because what's the most important part of your story? So if I was going to say, okay, here's the story breakdown as Eric Worre sees it. So there's different parts to the story. Your background, the things you didn't like about your background, how this company came into your life and came to the rescue, and now your results. So out of those 4 things, your background, the things you didn't like about your background, how this company came into your rescue, and your results, and how you feel about your future. Out of those 4 things, which one do you think is the most important? Your background, the things you didn't like about your background. Anybody? Hold up a number, because everybody's muted.
Okay.
Number 2. Okay, why number 2, Clavon? Wait, you're muted. Okay, go.
Because people identify with your pain. People are sympathetic or empathetic, and they can identify. And if you had results, you know, you tell them your story based on what you were suffering from, then, you know, especially when you can tie in, you know, when you've explored and built a relationship with them to know what their pain issue is, then you identify with it and explain what you had before and now what you have now.
Perfect. Thank you. Exactly. Does that make sense? Misery loves company, right? We all want to know that everybody feels lousy like we do. And so when you can feel that, then what happens immediately? We have connection. Yes, absolutely. So before Isogenics, I was a stressed out business owner. Before Isogenics, I was I was a nurse, but I was totally stressed. And so if we talk about background, then we're connecting in a financial field. If we talk about, you can fit anything into background that you want to. If you want to fit in a job description, you can totally do that. If you want to fit in how you feel or how you felt, before Isogenics, I was totally missing my skinny jeans. I was uncomfortable in my own skin. I was would sleep all night and wake up tired in the morning. Totally crabby. Always wanted to choke my husband because I was miserable all the time. Anybody have a topic? So let's all pick a topic. So before Isogenics, I was, let's pick one of yours and just let's work on one. So does everybody have one?
I was tired all the time.
I was tired all the time. Okay. Lori, you have one?
I was gonna say, like, background before Isogenics, I worked in an office setting, or, well, I don't know. I was thinking about this a while back. Before Isogenics, I worked in a clinic, and I looked at the door wanting to be out there, but I liked helping patients, but I'd like to be out there. So the freedom to be able to move around and not be stuck in one place every day.
Okay. So how do you make that explanation this long?
Okay.
So before Isogenics, I worked in a clinic, but I always wanted to be out of there.
Yes. Okay. Something like that, yes.
So something simple, because we want to make it short and concise, right? What's everybody's favorite topic?
Themselves.
Right? So we want to tell a little bit of our story and then be able to ask them what's going on for them. So, and possibly already up to that point, we may have already asked them what's up for them. So So what are your goals? Well, I'm totally tired all the time. Oh my gosh, before Isogenics, I was exhausted all the time. Could never think straight. I woke up, slept 8 hours and I was still tired, had no mental clarity. And right. So we can fit it in either before or after. And when you're really good at telling your 30-second story, you can weave it in at any point.
And that's why it's so important to pick apart your 30-second stories with all of those little different components of it, because as you're having those conversations and you hear those individuals' pain point, then you can say, oh my gosh, I totally remember feeling that way. And I no longer am constantly tired. Oh my gosh, I remember feeling stuck in my office chair and I wanted so desperately to run, and I don't have that feeling anymore. So if you can do that, if you can take each of your stories and practice it, then as you hear people's pain points, because we all have the same pains, ours just look a little bit different. So the more you practice, the more you're going to be able to interject and really connect, like JoJo said, create that connection, because people will do business with those whom they like, know, and trust.
And what happens when we share pain? We immediately have the connection. There's immediate trust there. When we share something in common, I don't care if it's because we both have the same kind of dog. We both went to the same high school, could be 20 years apart. We both lived in the same city. It doesn't matter. There's an immediate trust when there's some sort of connection, even if that's a pain point. Okay, so before Isogenics, does everybody have an I was? Maybe not have an I was. Is everybody out there? Are we all paying attention?
Another good one is miserable in my skin.
Mm. Anybody at any point who's either struggled with being too thin or too thin or too heavy understands not feeling comfortable in their skin. So before Isogenics, I was, whatever your heading is, and then you want to have 3 caption lines that describe that heading. So before Isogenics, I was fatigued all the time. Before Isogenics, I suffered from fatigue. I was always tired. I slept 8 hours. I woke up exhausted. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was drinking a pot of coffee. So I don't care what those 3 things are, right? So 3 things that have to do directly with your heading. Before Isogenics, I was. And you can put your background above that. I used to be a nurse. I am a nurse. Before Isogenics, I was stressed all the time. I am a secretary. I work for 20 crazy lawyers, and I was stressed all the time. I could never get up and go to lunch because I had to eat my lunch takeout at my desk. I could never, so those things, right? So what are those 3 things that are the pain points that you felt? And then I was
just around the one thing.
Just right? Around the one thing.
So
go ahead.
So for me, when I tell my story, I talk about, how I was tired all the time, that I couldn't even drive across town 20 minutes. Some days I would get to my house and put the car in park and immediately fall asleep. I was so afraid I was going to crash. Mm-hmm. And then I had to take my girls to out-of-town volleyball games, and I could not stay awake on the road. I'd be drinking coffee and always so worried that I wouldn't be able to make it back and forth to the games. And I'd always fall asleep in the middle of a movie, so I was losing family time. It was really diminishing my family quality time. So those are kind of my 3 things.
Those are great. Those are really great, because how many people struggle with all of those things?
Yeah.
And so around that one thing. And so this is a story that you're going to use with somebody who has already expressed to you that they're fatigued, or they're struggling with being tired.
Yeah.
And now we have this immediate connection, and those are great. And you'll, as you hone those down, you will get those so perfectly, right? So once you have your heading, and then you have your 3 little caption lines underneath that describe that heading of how you felt. Remember, you want to make it short and succinct, because we're looking for 30 seconds, and it feels like it's impossible to do it in 30, but you totally can. So I was introduced to Isogenics by my friend Anna, my sister Sherry. This person she's pointing out on the screen, some crazy lady who said, talk to me before you go have gastric bypass. I'm going to be bold and reach out to you and ask you a question, right? So, but when I say why do I say I was introduced to Isogenics by, why do I give a descriptor of who that person is? Anybody know?
Because it makes it more personal, because everybody has a friend or everybody has a mom or a dad or whoever introduced them. So you're trying to relate to that person.
Right. And Lori said relationship, right? So what that does is it shows that I chose to trust someone I'm close to. So my friend introduced it to me, that gives it credibility. So it's not just credibility for me, but it's my boss, my friend, my spouse, my sister. It's always somebody that's a connection. So there's an immediate piece of third-party credibility trust. Cool. And then I've been taking these products or doing this business or whichever side you're going to want for however long. And why do we give it a period of time? Maybe you know.
To validate that you like the products, or that how well they are, you know, how that you just didn't start yesterday, that it's been something that you have incorporated into your lifestyle.
There's the word. That's what we were looking for. So did everybody catch what she said?
Lifestyle?
Yes, exactly. Because we want people to know this is not a quick fix. And I read lips really well.
Something too that we've learned is that if you've been doing it for a year, oftentimes saying 12 months is better than saying 1 year. Mm-hmm. So, you know, sort of like when babies are, you know, they're 13 months instead of saying they're a year and 1 month, that type of thing. So keep that in mind too. I don't know when it switches over, because mine's been 3 years, you know, so what point do you start saying 3 years versus 36 months?
It implies a longer period of time when you say 12 versus 1, even though it's the same. It also, what if you've only been on the products for a week? How do you share? How do I tell my 30-second story if I've only just started the products?
Before Isogenics, I felt tired and I wanted to take a nap at 2 in the afternoon. And I was introduced to Isogenics by a friend last week. And so I've only been taking these products for a week, and I feel mental clarity. I have more energy, and I don't need that 2 o'clock in the afternoon nap. And so now I'm feeling great, and I'm excited to learn more.
Perfect. Sold. Sign me up.
Sweet.
So now we've given the heading, the 3 pain points, who I was introduced by to create connection and trust and credibility, and how long I've been doing the products or how long I've been doing the business. And so the next thing we want to do is have a result that's directly related to the first 3 things that we wrote down. So we don't want to give 3 things that are completely off topic and have nothing to do with the first 3. We want to make sure that we relate them back. And I see a lot of times that we start with these 3 pain points and we give 3 different results. And so we want to be able to relate those 2 together. So I was fatigued all the time, was always on coffee so I could drive my kids to practice, Now I rarely ever have a cup of coffee. I totally feel safe when we're on the road.
Yeah.
I'm
I get to
alert.
see all the movies now.
And I get to see all the movies. Yes. And I get to eat all the popcorn, even better. Right.
Yeah.
So always to have the 3. And then to finish it with I am now. I am now ... So I am now telling everyone. I am now sharing with everybody I care about because I want everyone to feel the way I do. I am now so excited about how I feel, and I want everyone to know this feeling. I am now, I don't care what that I am now is. It's going to fit right with what flows with you. What's your I am now, Anna?
I am now on a mission to help other moms feel just as amazing as I do on a daily basis.
How many moms want to feel amazing? I want to feel amazing with you.
Or I am now on a mission to bring my husband home.
I was on that mission. I found my vision board from a while ago, and it says, I cut out a thing from the union, and it says, Brother Bennington retires from the union, or retires from IBEW, like on my vision board. So, kind of cool.
And so even though I don't have that story now, I use JoJo's story.
So now if I have Anna's story of being a mother that's fatigued and doesn't have mental clarity, now not only do I have her story, but I have Clovon's story, and I can go, wow, my 2 friends, I watched them go through this crazy thing, and even I don't have kids, I watched them go through this, right? So I can tell their story. Doesn't relate to me because I'm not the stressed out, tired mom. I was the stressed out, tired business owner, and so my story is going to equate with someone different than that's going to equate with that. Everybody's going to understand fatigue, but when you can get into the detail, like I was falling asleep on my steering wheel, that's a great detail.
So you want to bring people through. So the whole point of this is to bring individuals through the dip theory, right? You bring them all the way down to the valley, the lowest point, and then you show them the way out. And so that's what we're doing. Show them rock bottom and show them that there's a solution to get out of it.
And then when you can, write several of these. So write down every single thing that's happened for you in a positive way with Isogenics. Every single thing. And you might even think of things afterwards that you go, oh, I forgot about that one, or oh, I forgot about that one. Write them down. You can go back and create a 30-second story around it using this same template. And then practice. And the best thing to do, 3 people a day, pick up the phone and say, is it okay? Do you have 30 seconds right now? Can I practice my 30-second story on you? Give me some feedback, and that's the end of it, right? So, hi. Hey, Anna, it's JoJo. Can I like bug you for 30 seconds? Can I share my 30-second story with you? Right? Tell your 30-second story. Afterwards, say, can you give me some feedback? It was great. Totally stunk. Go back and rewrite it, whatever that is. And then you go, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. You know, every now and then you'll get that person that goes, wait, what did you do? You lost how much? You know, what's this thing that's giving you energy? So you're not going in with an agenda, but you never know what they're going to want on the other side. And so, and it's only 30 seconds, and he doesn't have, 1 minute to spend on the phone with you. Wait, I know you're busy. Just give me 30 seconds. Right? And it's a way to connect with different people every single day and to practice.
So you're talking about people who aren't in Isogenics? You're practicing on just people you know?
Yep. Yep. I've been given the challenge to practice my story 3 times every day. And so I'm holding strong for that. And so can I borrow you for 30 seconds?
It's really good even to post that on Facebook. Because I remember doing that probably about a year ago. And people who you think aren't watching will reach out and be like, yeah, okay, I'll talk to you on the phone for 30 seconds. And I spoke with individuals that I hadn't even thought about calling.
Who's available for less than a minute to help me with my story? How did you post it? What did you say when you said it? Do you remember what your post said?
Yes, I've been challenged to share my story with 3 new individuals. Is anybody open for, a minute conversation today? Cool. Yeah.
I love that. So we're just going to throw that challenge out there to you to 3 a day. Really, if we're doing 3 new connections and 3 follow-ups and 3 gratitudes every day, and we're doing a 3 by 3 by 3 sort of cycle, it's a great way to get you started every single day. So do you see how many stories you can actually create out of your one story? Maybe we feel like we have one story, but really we have so many. We have so many. Questions? Anybody already have theirs written out? They want to do real quick? Before Isogenics, I was a stressed out business owner. I had 9 16-year-olds that worked for me. If I didn't put the key in the door every day, I didn't make any money and I could never take a vacation. I was introduced to Isogenics by my sister, who's always the smartest sister. And I've been doing this for 12 years. And because of that, I've been able to sell my 3 businesses, work from anywhere I want to be, work from anywhere I want to travel. And I can open my computer and be in business wherever I am. I retired my husband from the electrical union. Now I want everybody to know that there's a better way than what we all thought there was.
Sign me up.
Sign me up.
Great.
I saw a message come through. Lise, do you want to share your 30-second story? You're muted if you're talking. There you go. Are you there? I still don't hear you. I know you're unmuted, but I'm still not hearing you. Does anybody else have one ready to go? Anna, you want to do another one?
So I'll do the one. I'm sorry, my damn dog. Hold on just one second.
Okay.
Get it.
Sylvan, you want to give it a roll?
Sure.
So we bought a drum set for my son. So I'm trying to keep that noise out of this training.
Hold that thought, Anna. Go ahead, come on.
So do you want me to just do the same one I already did, or kind of
Sure.
take a different?
Whatever you feel with, because we want to practice them all. So.
Okay. What I usually do is I usually do 3 separate ones. So I'll tell someone, how you. So do we say before Isogenics?
You can say
we start off
before the system, or before I was introduced to this, or before. You don't always have to say Isogenics, but you can put whatever in there. It feels good.
Okay. So I've been a homeschool mom, and I was I fell into feeling tired all of the time, and I was gaining belly fat that I really hated, and I wanted to get rid of that like right now, and I didn't know what to do about it. And then I was also dreading my future as I was getting older, and I was looking at everybody around me, and I thought, oh, everybody's using walkers and got Alzheimer's and going to a nursing home, and I was really dreading aging and getting older. And so my friend Amy introduced me to Isogenics and said, I think this will help you. And so I was at a point of really looking for a solution. I didn't know. She had talked to me about it several years before that, but I decided to give it a whirl. And within a very short period of time, I had more energy, and I was starting to lose weight around my belly. And now, you know, my pants are looser and I feel good. And I wasn't buying the next size. I'm back in my original size clothes. And I'm really excited about my future. And I'm excited about sharing with people, because now I know that there is a better way to live, and that there is a strong future ahead of me as I approach 60. So, and I'm just really excited to share it with you, and I don't know what else to say.
Awesome. How long do you think you went? Uh-oh. Am I frozen or is she? Okay. Wait a second, Clavon, you're frozen. Wait till it catches up. Hang on a second.
Now you're frozen.
Now I'm frozen? Am I frozen? Okay. It still hurt. All right. Well, we'll wait till she gets fixed.
Now you're talking. Okay, so I said a minute. Was it too long?
How long do you think it was?
We're back and forth, aren't we?
How long do you think it was?
A minute?
1:21. Yeah.
1 minute?
1 minute and 21 seconds. 1:21. So it's just about the little fluff.
Does it need to be shorter?
Yeah. I mean, to do a 30-second story, if you really want to get it to that, I mean, 1:21 is a pretty good time, but really if we want to really make it succinct, because we want to talk, I mean, if we're going to tell somebody our story between the first floor and the second floor, could we do that in 1:21? No, we could do it in 30, but we can do it in 1:21, right? So that's what we want to think about, is between the two floors of how fast we could do that in an elevator. And so really it's just about, okay, can I remove a little bit of the fluff? Like, does that fluff need to be there? Is it really important? Is it not really important? And it's just a matter of playing with it. And that's the whole point of practicing it every time and timing ourselves out. But it was great, and it has impact. So they're all valid stories because they're all true.
That's really good, Clavon, but I would encourage you that even that story there can be broken down, because you said, so you were gaining weight around your waist, but then healthy aging. So you had two, you had weight loss and healthy aging. So you could take those, and now you have two stories that you can really share with somebody.
Okay. So you could focus on the belly fat as a topic. You could focus on the I was scared of aging topic. You could focus, you know, each one can be a separate heading. And I'm not sure if she's getting us because I think she's frozen.
There's actually psychological reasons why 30-second stories work the best when you're doing sales or things like that. And that's because A, the average human only has a 30-second attention span, and B, because the average human is always looking to respond themselves within 30 seconds of somebody talking to them. So instead of actually listening to you, they're thinking of something to say. That's why we keep 30 seconds.
Right. Okay.
Cool. Thank you. Anna, do you want to run another one?
Yeah, I can do another one.
You want me to time you?
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
So before Isogenics, I was miserable in my own skin. I couldn't even stand to look myself in the mirror. I hated my husband seeing me naked, and getting dressed was absolute agony. I was introduced to Isogenics by a good friend of mine, Jennifer Bennett, and I now feel very sexy in my clothing. Looking in the mirror is no longer an issue, and it has definitely improved my relationship with my husband. And so now I am looking to help other individuals who don't feel comfortable in their own skin to really start really living a vibrant, sexy life.
Awesome. How long?
Probably still long, about a minute.
40 seconds.
Oh.
Very good. Yay. And how amazing is that? Because who doesn't want to be feeling sexy in their relationship? So absolutely awesome. So you guys getting the idea? So the form is in there. Fill them out, rewrite them, and then I want to challenge you to get them recorded and post them in Rock Your Life. So I'll start a thread, and we want to get them recorded. You can either, I don't know, can you comment and do a Facebook Live? I don't think you can. I think you have to record it and upload it. You have to record it and upload it. So
you can comment with the recording, but
yeah.
you can't Facebook Live comment.
So you can comment with the recording, but you can't Facebook Live it. Okay. So we'll start a thread. Anna will start a thread with her little 30-second story on the thread, and then you guys can all comment with your 30-second stories on it. Cool.
Do you want me to do it live?
If you want.
Okay. I'll do it live, and then everybody else can just comment their theirs.
As long as they can attach a video to a comment in a live.
Yes.
I know sometimes it's touchy. Okay.
We can test it. If not, then I'll record it.
Okay, and you can record it right on your phone. And if it's really 30 seconds, you should have no problem uploading it into a comment. It should be short enough to be able to do that. So that'll be your test, because if it's too long, you'll have to do it again.
Right.
So, cool. Questions, anybody? Lori?
Oh, that'll be great practice, and that'll help me break out. I'm a little, that's a challenge for me to do,
On video, right? It's great. All of this is a great challenge, because not only do you get your 30-second, you get to practice, you get to do connections, and you get to get some little recording out of the way too.
All right, I'll get practice.
We're just pushing comfort zones all over the place. So
yeah.
Good.
I need to bust through. So
I love it.
Thank you.
Clavon, here, I'll unmute you. Hang on, you're muted. There you go.
Do we record just on Facebook, or are we recording on our phone? Or
You can record on your phone and then send it into the comment. So you would attach it like a picture, and it will upload it into there.
Okay.
And we should try that. Anna, let's try that really quick and make sure that works. That you can upload a video into the comment. I'm pretty sure you can, but we'll double check it. And if there's an issue, then we'll give you different instructions on the page. So hop into Rock Your Life and do that. Melissa, Wendy, Lisa, Amanda, Sonia, Morgan. Is that Sonia over there? I can't see. All I can see is the top of her head. Hi. Questions, please. Good.
Good.
Good. Awesome.
Good. Perfect.
No questions? You guys are just ready to roll?
Yep.
Cool. Good job.
And I will go and I will post mine now.
Perfect. Thank you. And I'll record mine and see if I can comment on it with it.
Okay.
Do we have a deadline?
Now. As soon as you see mine.
You're gonna say that.
You know what? I mean, you're in the moment. You've done the training. If you don't do it now and you wait, and then it's always going to get pushed off. So and then you can refine it, later. So.
Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa. Good to see you. Even though I didn't really see you, I just saw your little name on the screen. It's good to see you.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. And this really is going to, Lori, I know it feels like a push, but it's going to it doesn't have to be perfect. And the point of this is that it's progress. It's not perfection. Okay. And the practice will be great. And doing the video, all of this stuff is good. So, we don't want to do it 47 takes before you put it up there. Okay.
And, we have to remember you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. If they're looking, they're looking. And just your story and your enthusiasm and your passion for whatever it might be, whether it's freedom or energy or weight loss, that's all they need to hear. So.
Cool. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Have
guys.
a great night. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you. Thanks.